15 minutes past 7 o'clock at AM 59 WCAB, and it is time to start the call around portion of our morning report. And we always start with the Rutherford County Sheriff's Department. On the phone with us this morning, we do have the Sheriff. So, good morning, Sheriff.
Good morning, Lou. How are you doing?
I'm great. How about yourself?
I'm doing good, thank you.
What do you have to report this morning?
Lou, in the last 24 hours, the Rutherford County Sheriff's Office has responded to 163 calls for service. There have been 15 arrests processed in the county jail. Currently incarcerated, we have 174. Among those arrests, Michael Shane Ledbetter, 45-year-old white male of Henrietta, was charged with assault with a deadly weapon, communicating threats, and second-degree kidnapping. These are all true bills of indictment. He received $50,000 secure bond. Travis Shane Price, 37-year-old white male from Rutherford, was charged with failure to appear second time, received a $75,000 secure bond. Curtis Gene Worley, 60-year-old white male Union Mills, was also charged with failure to appear, and his was a $500 secure bond. Joshua Craig Watson, 30-year-old white male of Rutherford, was charged with probation violation and received a $5,000 secure bond. Brooke McCurry Tipton, the 34-year-old white female of Ellenboro, was charged with failure to appear and received a $1,000 secure bond. Among the incidents, we had a large stamp of a motor vehicle out of Ellenboro. It was a silver Toyota Echo. It was later found on Kaiser Road. It had been burned. The vehicle had damages approximately $3,000, and that is under investigation. We have a ID theft on Jacobs Lane in Far City. Someone had set up an account with the victim's information without their guidance and authority. We had a break-in enter in Lawrenceville, Main Street in Rutherford. Someone cut lock off a storage unit. We actually had several of those, and one of them, there was an electric wood guitar valued at $800, Titleist golf clubs and Mizuno golf clubs, a Dell laptop computer, and jewelry, among other items that were taken. And a separate one from the same location, storage unit, looks like we had circular saws valued at $300, bandsaw valued at $300, 10-inch miter saw valued at $400, 3 chainsaws valued at $800, looks like a sander drill valued at $100, 3 weed heaters valued at $600, and a few other items in that one. We also had a felony larceny on Tanner's Grove Road in Forest City. It was a 2005 Big Tex 50 16x8 trailer valued at $4,000. It was black metal with a wooden deck. And we had a break-in and enter in larceny on Lazy Acres Lane in Lake Lure, where a Husqvarna chainsaw valued at $300, a compressor valued at $300, a log splitter valued at $300, a hand drill saw combo at $100, and 3 inflatable mattresses valued at $300 was taken in that incident. And Lou, that's what we had to report today.
Well, Sheriff, I want to just take a second to thank you and your officers and Kevin Lovelace and his officers with the Rutherford Police Department, the school system, and the witnesses, everybody who participated in helping identifying the young men who defaced our jam box, and the churches in the area, and also our neighbor George Hughes at Farmer's Friend Feed, Seed, and Supply. Congratulations on getting that arrest, and hopefully we'll get a prosecution out of that.
Well, I appreciate that, Lou. It struck all of us pretty hard, the stuff that they did. Even though there were misdemeanors, I just can't imagine attacking the church, and I hope that especially the 2 young men that were 17 years old, I hope that they'll understand and learn that that's not appropriate, and that's not going to be accountable. They will be held accountable, and that's not going to be held for. So we appreciate you mentioning that, and the detectives there at the Rutherford Police Department and the Sheriff's Office had great teamwork. I was able to watch them work together, and also Detective there, Detective Lovelace there at the school system, excellent job, all 3 of them together, so I was very, very impressed.
Yeah, well, it was kind of a scary thought there for a second. No cameras for just a second. Finally, we found the cameras that finally caught something. So we were kind of afraid there wasn't going to be an arrest or nobody. But then someone came forward that did see something that gave us the timeline. So it all just fell into place for a reason.
It did a little bit. I just want you to know it was a lot of hard work. There was a lot of work that was put into that case. And again, each of those investigators should be applauded.
Yeah, all of you. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you, Lou, and have a good day.
You too. Bye.
Bye.
The entire team at Crow's Funeral Home and Cremation Services can help you with options available. They will help you find a balance between emotional, spiritual, and financial needs of your loved one. During this time, it's important to turn to someone you can trust and depend on. Crow's Mortuary and Crow's Mortuary and Crematory has a long history of trust and dependability. Crow's Mortuary and Crematory. That's 286-2304.
Well, at Southern Carpet, they know how real life can be. Kids make a mess, the dogs track in mud. So that's why they carry floors that stand up to day-to-day life, like Tarkett flooring. They've got the widest range of flooring products that are both beautiful and resilient. And right now, you can find out more about these fabulous flooring products at Southern Carpet in Forest City. Find some excellent pricing right now, and you'll find the perfect floor to fit your home and your budget. So hurry in and take advantage of these great deals and choose from the excellent selection of Tarkett, only at Southern Carpet at 1512 West Main Street in Forest City. Visit them on the web at southerncarpet.net or check them out on Facebook. And our next stop is 911, and we have Lindsay. Good morning, Lindsay.
Good morning.
How are you this morning?
Good, how are you?
I'm good. What you got to report this morning?
In the past 24 hours, Rutherford County Sheriff's Office 911 Communications has processed 697 911 calls and administrative calls, which consisted of 52 EMS, 16 rescue, under law enforcement, 163 Sheriff's Office, 80 Forest City, 8 Lake Lure, 25 Rutherfordton, 39 Spindale. Under fire calls, Bostic had a motor vehicle accident, as well as Rutherfordton. SBO had an industrial fire alarm, and Sandy Mush had a vehicle fire, and that is all.
Okay, Lindsay, hope you have a great day, and we'll talk to you later.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Health insurance is complicated, and with healthcare reform on the way, it's not getting any simpler. If you've got questions, we've got agents. Your local Farm Bureau insurance agent can walk you through the changes and offer you the right healthcare plan with the right benefits for you. Healthcare may be changing, but our superior service isn't. North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance. Helping you is what we do best.
In Rutherford County, please call 287-2428.
North Carolina Farm Bureau Mutual Insurance Company, Farm Bureau Insurance of North Carolina, Inc., Southern Farm Bureau Life Insurance Company, an independent licensee of the Blue Cross and Blue Shield Association.
Well, right now at the Washburn store, they're getting ready for the holidays. They've got the coconut bonbons. Kentucky molasses are in. Orange slices are in. Chocolate-covered peanuts are in, fresh in stock now. And always they have available the dried apples, dried peaches, and of course Pointer overalls. If they don't have your size, they can order it for you. They have the Wisconsin hoop cheese, local honey, and a big selection of canning supplies. That's at the Washburn store in the Washburn community. Speaking of community, we're going to move on to the SDO area and check in with Ruby Taylor. Good morning, Ruby.
Good morning.
How are you this morning?
I'm doing okay.
You sound a little hoarse.
I got a frog in my throat.
Okay. What you got to
It'll
report?
get out. Get out after a while.
Yeah. What you got to report this morning?
Well, the fire department had one call, and it was to an industrial fire alarm. And on my birthday calendar, I've got Hannah Lawler, Frank Lee, and Nellie Sutherland having birthdays. And Mr. and Ms. Kenneth Bailey is having an anniversary, and hope all these people have a nice day. And then tonight, the Harris School Fall Festival will be, and it'll start at 4 o'clock and go until 8 p.m. They'll have games, concession stands, bingo, cakewalk, pace fainting, inflatables, and much more. And then from 4 to 8, the cafeteria will be serving hot dogs and hamburgers with all the trimmings, and also serving hot barbecue plates. Drinks and homemade desserts will be available. And then at 8 p.m., the drawing for the raffle tickets will be, or prizes will be drawn at 8 p.m., and your help will greatly be appreciated. And the signs are in the heart today and tomorrow. And that's all I got, Lou.
All righty, Ruby. You have a great day, and we'll talk to you later.
Okay, and bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
You know, when you need a plumber, you want someone with a reputation of getting right out to you and getting the job done for you the right way. That'll be Umstead Plumbing. Since 1973, the Umstead family has been serving homeowners and builders with the best of service. From unclogging a drain to replacing fixtures and appliances to remodeling jobs, their top quality work, fair prices, and punctual service has made them the area's leading plumbing firm. Eric and Chad are continuing that family tradition, and they'd like to serve you. Call 245-7302. Experience plus equipment equals excellence. Umstead Plumbing at 245-7302.
25 minutes past 7 o'clock at AM 59. It's time to move up to the Rumbling Bald area and check in with Steve this morning. Good morning, Steve.
Good morning, Lou. How are you?
I'm good. How about you?
Feeling pretty good.
Good.
Kind of my Friday today.
That's right.
Kind of. I'm coming in Saturday morning for our veteran ceremony, and I'm looking forward to that. I'm hoping that many people. It's open to the public, and I hope many people will come out and pay tribute, honor our veterans. It's a big event we have every year, and a lot of folks come from outside the resort inn, and we're lucky and glad to have them. It's 10 a.m. here at Rumbling Bald inside the resort. We have a little cemetery, and then when we raise the flag, and then we have some fellowship afterwards. They're going to do a military-style breakfast. Vets get to eat free, and it's a moderately priced meal for everyone else. So come out, and it's a good time to be had. It's always a good ceremony. It's short. It's not going to take a whole lot of time to get through it, and you'll get to see some folks maybe you haven't seen in a while. It's a good event for us, and we're glad to do that every year. But this morning I was out doing my normal walk, and I looked at a rain gauge. It was an inch and a half of rain in it. And I'm like, are you kidding me? I didn't check it yesterday, but in the last 2 days we've had an inch and a half of rain. I hope it's over. I haven't looked at the radar this morning, but goodness, I think we've had enough.
Looks like we got a chance Sunday, but it's just maybe some just little hit and miss showers.
Good. I think we need to drop a little bit for a while anyway.
Get the leaves up anyway.
Yeah. Hey, I would like to recognize somebody I missed yesterday. It was his birthday. Tim Bobby Jones. He turned 63 yesterday. He works in our maintenance department, and he said, "Hey, wait, why didn't you mention my name yesterday?" Well, I'm doing it today, Bobby. So, so you have been recognized.
Shame, Steve. Shame.
I'm not so sure that he wanted me to mention his age, but I did it anyway. So, it's been relatively quiet on the activity front here. We're not. I didn't hear any calls go out yesterday, so we're good to go. I just want to caution everybody again about the wet leaves on the roads. They don't make for good traction, and we got a few downhill slopes on curves, and that's usually not a good combination when you're traveling on those wet leaves, downward curves. It just isn't good for traction. But anyway.
Is that mostly on like the back roads, secondary roads, or is how's Highway 6474?
Yeah, it's the backward roads, the canopied roads with the trees mainly. A lot of trees, like we have a lot of those because we try to control the trees from being cut as much as possible to give that natural feel. And you always got some bad. You have to take the bad with the good kind of issues. And in our case, our roads and grounds people were trying to blow those leaves yesterday, but they weren't going nowhere. So hopefully, when it dries up, hopefully pretty soon we can get that done, so I can see where I'm driving.
Somebody called and asked, "What's that military-style breakfast? What is that?"
SOS.
That's what they say. But I'm scared.
Any further?
I'm scared. Okay, I think I know what that is.
we got a lot of requests to do this, and so we're doing it, and hopefully it goes over well. If it doesn't, next year we'll go back to our pancake breakfast. So we like to add new elements every year. We're going to have a bugler, and we're going to add a little bit different music. So we always try to change it up a little bit to keep it from just to make it a little different every year. To, new elements. See, people sometimes they come out just to see what we're going to do different, and hopefully that'll just add to the crowd.
Yeah.
So.
That sounds nice. That's great. That's nice. That's nice y'all doing that.
Yeah, we really enjoy doing it. Gary started it many years ago, Gary Wilson, and that's one tradition we certainly want to keep.
Gary's a vet, isn't he? Didn't he serve in the
Air Force?
Air Force, yeah.
So we have I think 3 vets in security, so we're happy to have them.
All right. Well, Steve, you have a great day and enjoy your weekend, and we'll be talking to you later.
Okay.
All right. See you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
More than 1 million Americans have heart attacks each year. And if you or a loved one experiences symptoms of a heart attack, every second matters. That's why the emergency department at Rutherford Regional Health System is a chest pain accredited facility. What does that mean to you? It means quality care here at home that could save precious seconds when treating the symptoms of heart attacks. To learn more about Rutherford Regional and its commitment to safe quality care, visit myrutherfordregional.com.
29 minutes before 8 o'clock, and we're moving on around the county, and our next stop is Imogene. Bob still must be under the weather. Not feeling well still?
Still not feeling really good, but maybe in a few days he will be.
Oh, bless his heart.
How's your mom doing?
She's doing good. She's home, and the physical therapists have been out, the speech therapists have been out, and physical therapist said she doesn't need anything, but the speech therapist is going to come back, so she's doing really good.
That's great. Okay, well, tell her we said hey.
I will.
And we have a birthday today, Miss Brenda Martin. We hope she has a great day. And Wilson Baptist Church, the Brotherhood men are having a luncheon November the 11th, and it consists of horseshoe tournaments, and they'll be having a silent auction. They will be serving barbecue at 12 o'clock, and the tickets for all this will be $10. Mount Vernon Community Club will be having a country ham and chicken pie supper Saturday night, and it starts at 4:30 until 6:30, and they'll be having all that good country eating too. So we hope everybody will come out and enjoy some of this good food. And that's about all I believe I have today, Lou.
Need to get your son-in-law in there cooking again to get him to cook another big roast like you did for Bob's birthday. Now that was some eating.
Yes, we'll do that sometime. We sure will.
Yeah, that was good. Well,
we'll all get together soon.
Yeah. Well, Imogene, take care of Bob and take care of yourself so you don't catch it, and we'll talk to you later.
Thank you so much, and y'all do the same.
Right,
bye-bye.
bye-bye.
Here's what our customers think about McCurry Deck Chevrolet Buick GMC.
I love my McCurry Deck Buick.
I love my McCurry Deck Chevrolet.
We love our McCurry Deck GMC. We guarantee you'll love McCurry Deck Chevrolet Buick GMC for a city.
I am definitely a McCurry Deck customer for life.
I love the price and the McCurry Deck Customer for Life Rewards program. It gives you up to $3,000 or more in rewards.
Take the easy drive to savings. McCurry Deck for a city. Discover the rewards of being a customer for life.
Well, when you talk about a business that's been in business for over 70 years and it's an American-made product, you know it's dependable. And that's, I'm talking about Miracle Ear. Lisa Terry is helping a lot of your friends and family members with their hearing. If you're noticing symptoms from someone you love or yourself, it may be time to turn to Miracle Ear. Lisa is a licensed hearing instrument specialist with a real desire to help you if you think you might have a hearing loss. Now, you may not need an instrument. It could be just something as simple as just a wax buildup in your ear. And of course, if you do need one, you're never going to be forced to buy it. And of course, you're never going to be forced to buy one if you don't need it. But call Lisa and do let her do that free hearing test and see what is best for you. If you do feel like you need a hearing instrument, they're so small, some of them are no bigger than an earring. but boy, you can really hear what's going on around you. Remember, a hearing loss is more noticeable than that hearing instrument. Call Lisa at Miracle Ear at 447-7716 or 368-4126. She's in Rutherford County by appointment only on Tuesdays and Thursdays in the building right beside Southern Carpet. Heading to Cherry Mountain, got Sue Price. Good morning, Sue.
Good morning, Lou.
What you got going down your place?
Well, not a whole lot. It's kind of quiet and calm over here. I got starting out at 48 degrees again this morning, so it's a little bit cool out there. But that's good. It's the time of year for that. And I didn't have any calls from the fire department. I have one birthday on my calendar for Ann Moore, so I hope Ann's going to have a good day. And on my personal calendar, the ones you're being kind to, Ron and Ann Gurley, my daughter and son-in-law. So I hope they're going to have a good day today. Ann's been recuperating from knee surgery. She had a knee replacement, but she's been back at work half a day and maybe pretty soon go back full time. She's got along real good with that. We appreciate all the prayers that came up. And, of course, she and Ron are on Fairview's calendar for today. And nothing on the first broad, so look like they're the only ones we got celebrating over here. And I hope they'll have a good day. Ron's the manager up at Fairview Mountain Ministries, and he enjoys that job. Gets to see meet a lot of different people that come through there. He has a good ministry going on. So I guess that's about all I have this morning. It's just a quiet day over here. I had some frost this morning.
Really?
I did. Even if it was 48, I don't know. But it was out here on the leaves. Well, it's almost Thanksgiving. It's past time for frost.
Yeah, it's time for it. I've got the TV on the Weather Channel, and I was looking, and it's snowing up around the Great Lakes area. So yeah, and yesterday it was snowing in the Panhandle of Texas. Okay. And I thought, yeah, it snows. Where's our snow? Where's ours?
Well, we were up. Sunday before last. We went up to Pisgah Inn for lunch, and they took us out for our birthdays, Richard's and mine, and it was snowing up there, sleet, and the trees were covered in ice. It was so beautiful. It was just we went up this beautiful road, crooked road going up to the parkway, and it was so pretty. Then we turned on the parkway going towards Pisgah, and it was just like coming into a different world. The trees were covered in ice. It was cold, wind blowing. It was so cold there, but it was so beautiful.
Wow, I bet it was.
Anyway, maybe we'll get some snow this year. We'll keep our fingers crossed.
Yep, we'll keep trying. Well, so y'all have a good day. If you go out, be careful. It is still kind of wet out there and slick with those wet leaves on the road.
Oh, I know. There's plenty of them.
Yep.
All right. You have a good day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Your car only needs one place to prepare for the cooler months ahead. RS Speedy Lube, Railroad Avenue, Ruth. RS Express Inspection Station can get you back on the road and keep you legal. RS Speedy Lube Station has 2 lanes to get you in and out in no time. They carry wiper blades and will rotate your tires. Complete car care altogether, including transmission flush and car wash. Count on Chris and his team to take care of all your car needs. Make it your first stop. RS Speedy Lube Service Center, Railroad Avenue in Ruth.
And we are being kind to Ron and Ann Gurley. Ron, of course, as you heard, is the manager at Fairview Ministries, and Ann works at the financial office for the Rutherford County School System and lives in Golden Valley. Coming up tonight, we've got Tar Heel football. It's the Tar Heels in Pittsburgh, 5:30 countdown to kickoff. Now, we've got Channel 13 News, so we're going to miss that first hour of the pregame show, but we'll be in there plenty of time for hour 2, and then kickoff will be at around 7:30, 7:35. Then tomorrow night, high school football Friday night, East Rutherford versus East Montgomery in Forest City, and that's a 6:45 countdown to kickoff, and we'll hear more about that with Mr. Jay Coombs tomorrow morning with his morning report. Time to check in with Brenda Kelly. Good morning, Brenda.
Good morning. How are you on this terrific Thursday? Thursday.
Yeah, terrific Thursday. Yep.
Yeah. I started saying, no, it's Wednesday, but I said, no, it's Thursday.
Yeah, I have to look.
Do what?
I have to look. I have to peep up at the computer and look, see what day it is.
I know I was somewhere yesterday, and I said, what's the date? And I thought, Brenda, you should know that. I said, is it the 8th? And they said, yeah. so I got it right. But we hope everybody's having a good day today. I don't have any birthdays on any one of my calendars, so there ain't nobody celebrating. But I've got 44 degrees on the front porch, and we just had a 1/10 of an inch of rain. And in ways of announcements, Gilkey Community Center is going to have a turkey shoot November the 25th at 8 a.m. till 12 noon. Bring your own gun, but they will furnish the ammunition. For more information, call Dale Smith at 287-4120 or Harry Deaton at 429-9075. Then Mount Olivet Baptist Church Youth Fundraiser Yard and Bake Sale November the 18th, 7 p.m. until, and this will be at the church on Mount Olivet Church Road in Ellenburg. Then we got a buffet breakfast at the Gilkey School Community Center. Starts at 7 a.m., goes to 10 a.m., and this will be Saturday the 11th. Adults, $6. Kids, 6 to 12, $3. 6 and under free. All you can eat, sausage, bacon, liver mush, gravy biscuits, and all the trimmings. And the proceeds go to help rebuild the old Gilkey School. I'm going to give my birthdays for tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday, because I'm not going to be on the telephone, on the radio. Tomorrow is Jesse M. Smith. On Veterans Day is Caressa Black, Michael and Dawn Epley, Larry, and Teresa LaRue. And on Sunday, the 12th, is Cameron Jones. And let's see, I don't have any on any of the on the other calendar. So we hope these people have a great old big day on their day. And I reckon that's all I've got.
I've got the TV on the Weather Channel, and Todd and I were just looking. There was two cars had stopped at a stop sign, and the snow, ice on the road. Here comes the big bus. Bus hits the back of these two cars. Then here comes like a Duke power truck. He hits the back of the bus. Here comes another bus, hits the back of him. Here comes the police car, hits the back of him.
Oh my goodness!
and here comes a scraper that runs into the back end of the police car.
That's what you call a chain reaction, isn't it?
That was a big one. Nobody had any control on that ice.
I wonder who will be charged with it.
I don't know. Just let it be weather-related and let it go. As long as nobody got hurt.
Y'all was talking about the snow. Little man was in Pennsylvania. Let's see. He was in Virginia yesterday. No, he was in Pennsylvania yesterday morning. And when he checked in the hotel the night before, they had salt all over the parking lot, and I always check in with him, and he said, it looks like it's snowing. Said it's snow and sleet and rain mixed, so they had snow and stuff. I think he was in Midway, Pennsylvania, but he's home now, but he made it home all right, but it was snowing up there, so I said, oh, well.
Gosh. He's got to go whether rain, sleet, snow, just like the mailman, doesn't he?
Yeah, and I know year before last, they had them terrible blizzards up that way, and he had my nephew with him, and they checked in the motel, and they got up the next morning. They had to stay there 3 days. They couldn't even get out of the parking lot. It was up to over the grill, part of the grill.
Whoa.
He told me how many inches, but I can't remember. Actually, it was feet. And he said he was so aggravated.
Bless his heart.
They finally got the parking lot cleared, and he said, if I can get on that road, I'll get home. But you just don't never know. You go to bed in one world and wake up in another.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah. But that's all I've got going on up here, Lou. So.
Well, be careful going to the beach. Be careful coming home, and have a good time.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
And we'll see you when you get back.
Okay. Have a good one.
You too.
Okay.
The Recliner Center is happy to introduce new styles of Spring Air mattresses. Some come with the cool gel that you're going to love. Remember the days when you could flip your mattress? Well, Spring Air is now offering the flippable mattress. Check out these for a really great night's sleep. The Recliner Center is needing to make room for some new styles of lift chairs, recliners, and sofas, and you're going to get some special deals on the floor models and extra inventory in the store. Now, you always know you get the best deals in town at the Recliner Center, and now's the best time to go shopping. Check on the inventory of new recliners, sofas, and lift chairs coming in. Now, some of the styles have a new water-repellent fabric. Water beads up instead of soaking into the fabric. Leave it to the Recliner Center to offer you the best choices and best prices. Ask to see the new wall hugger style of furniture. Hours are Wednesday through Friday 9 to 5 and Saturday 9 to 2. The Recliner Center on Cooper's Gap Road in Rutherfordton. Coming up on 14 minutes before 8 o'clock. Go ahead and get your birthdays and anniversaries called in. 287-3356. Todd has got the phone lines open. And also, don't forget, Dr. Bob's going to be in at 8:35 this morning. So you can go ahead and get your Dr. Bob questions in this morning. Remember, it's first come, first serve, and time runs out really, really quick. People try to get their questions in, and time already runs out. Well, let's check in with Luther. Let's find out what's happening in Ellenborough. Morning, Luther.
Good morning. Not a whole lot happening down here. Things are quiet, peaceful. We said the sun's going to be up at 7 o'clock, but it forgot to turn the light on.
Somebody did.
Somebody did, but I don't see the sun anywhere. But hey, we'll see sometime this afternoon. It'll wipe the clouds away. They'll move on that. But we're having a good time. Everybody's just going out and stop, get their biscuit heading on the work. The fire department had 3 medical calls yesterday. They're all of them, but before bedtime, so they got to sleep last night. Everything's good this morning. Let's see now what's going on. I want to remind everybody of the business convention coming up. That'll be Saturday before Thanksgiving down here at the school, new school. It'll be starting at 6:30 that evening. Everyone's invited down here. And this here, what we have birthday day is the Matthew Murray's having one. Excuse me. And Earl Green, he's having one today, so hope they have a great day and enjoy their day. Lou, you have a great day out there. We'll talk to you later.
All righty, Luther. Have a great one.
All right, take care.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Well, again, your birthdays and anniversaries, get those called in, 287-3356. Todd's ready to take your calls, and also he'll take calls for for Dr. Bob. Dr. Bob in at 8:35 this morning.
Stop into Save-A-Lot Grocery and save big money every day. Choose from a variety of name brand merchandise at incredible low prices. Save big on fresh meats, vegetables, pastries, frozen foods, deli items, and so much more. They are located in the White Oaks Plaza in Spindale. Hours are Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. until 9 p.m. and Sunday, 10 a.m. until 8 p.m. That's Save-A-Lot Grocery Store in the White Oaks Plaza in Spindale.
It can be a tough call when it comes time to provide daycare services for an aging parent or loved one. Rutherford Life Care can be just what you're looking for. Rutherford Life Care offers adults a safe and fun place during the day for medical monitoring, nutritional meals, and daily activities. Rutherford Life is licensed by the State of North Carolina Division of Aging. Call them today and let them answer questions you may have. That's 288-1697, 288-1697. Rutherford Life offers a staff of professionals who show the love and compassion that you entrust your loved ones to. That's Rutherford Life Care Services, located on Thunder Road, Spindale. Again, that phone number is 288-1697. That's really something to crow about. It's the Daylight Donuts from Granny B's in Spindale. Get yours today. While they're fresh, they're good, they're delicious. It's Daylight Donuts. It's something to crow about.
Happy birthday.
Well, we're being kind today to Ron and Ann Gurley. Ron's the manager of Fairview Ministries, and Ann works in the financial office for the Rutherford County School System. They live in Golden Valley. Tyler Partridge is 9 today. He's a student at Rutherfordton Elementary, lives in Union Mills. Jacob Shuford is a student at East Middle School. He's 13, lives in Forest City. Susan Philbeck celebrating a birthday today. Crystal Boyard is 46, lives in Chase. Jerry Stone is 17, a student at RS Central. Beverly Green celebrating a birthday today. And Danny Waugh works at North State Gas, also celebrating a birthday today. On our Gilkey-Roatan calendar, no birthdays on our Gilkey-Roatan calendar this morning. So hang on for about another couple of minutes and we'll do that draw and see who wins those dozen donuts from Granny B's.
Liz's only chance of recovering from a rare and serious disease was a blood transfusion from her 5-year-old brother. The doctor explained the situation to her little brother and asked the little boy if he would be willing to give his blood to his sister. The little boy hesitated for only a moment before taking a deep breath and saying, "Yes, I'll do it, if it will save her life." As the transfusion progressed, the young boy lay in a bed next to his sister and smiled as the color returned to her cheeks. But then something changed. The young boy's face grew pale and his smile faded. He looked up at the doctor and asked with a trembling voice, "Will I start to die right away?" The little boy had misunderstood the procedure. He thought that he had to give all of his blood in order to save his sister. In a world which is prone to look out for number one, it is strange to find out that in giving we find a meaningful life. The Bible says, if a man wants to really find himself, he does so by giving his life away in service to others. May I encourage you today not just to focus on yourself, but reach out and give to others. This is Bill Hostler with today's Key to Confident Living. Scripts for these programs are available in book form by calling toll-free 1-888-333-KEYS or visit our website at www.todayskey.net.
And the winner of the dozen donuts from Granny B's, those Daylight Donuts, is Tyler Partridge. Tyler's 9 years old, a student at Rutherfordton Elementary, lives in Union Mills. So congratulations to Tyler Partridge. Hopefully someone can get by today and get that certificate, and hopefully later on today he'll be enjoying those delicious Daylight Donuts. Coming up, we've got news from the North Carolina News Network at 5 before the hour. Top of the hour, ABC News. Take a look at some local news and some more of the election results. And Dr. Bob's in at 8:35 right here on AM 59 WCAB.
fans attended a vigil for victims of the church shooting in Sutherland Springs, Texas last night. Governor Abbott began the service with prayers for healing and for help. CBS News correspondent Steve Futterman was there.
At an evening memorial service, Vice President Pence offered the country sympathies.
We gathered tonight in the wake of an unspeakable act.
Earlier, Pence took part in emotional meetings with survivors who remain hospitalized and the families of those who were killed. At each stop, he tried to offer hope.
This evil must come to an end in our land.
After her historic victory on Tuesday night, Charlotte's new mayor-elect, Vi Lyle, spoke Wednesday about her victory over City Councilman Kenny Smith. She tells WCNC News she's trying to process how it all happened.
I haven't really had a moment of contemplation or thought, and I'm hoping to get that soon.
A Person County man has been charged in a cold case murder. Scott Gerard Sikora of Rougemont was charged with first-degree kidnapping and first-degree murder in the death of Gerald Pollard, who vanished in January of 2013. When asked if more arrests could be coming or if there are any other victims, Sheriff Jones tells ABC 11.
In my opinion, this is a movie in the making. It is stuff that doesn't happen. I would call it a horror movie.
CBS News has learned the Justice Department is pushing AT&T to sell CNN as part of its merger with Time Warner. The $85 billion deal needs approval from antitrust regulators, but the focus on CNN is raising concern about political interference. President Trump has recently bashed the cable channel.
Fake news. CNN. Fake. You are fake news. And I like real news, not fake news. You're fake news.
Authorities have charged a Pitt County man with having improper contact with an 8-year-old and having sex with a 10-year-old. Reginald Carter was arrested yesterday. You're listening to NCN News.
This is Brian Geisinger from the ACC Sports Journal. Here's what we have at ACCSports.com today. Which ACC basketball teams are the best at protecting the paint on defense? Make sure to stop by the ACC Analytics tab to see where your favorite squad ranks. Some of the results may surprise you. It's been a rough football season in Chapel Hill as the Tar Heels are only 1-8, but there is some hope for 2018. Swing by ACCSports.com and see what the Tar Heels have returning next season that it should inspire some confidence. If you've missed a recent episode of The David Glenn Show, you can catch all of DG's interviews with the best from around the ACC, including Roy Williams, Mike Krzyzewski, Grayson Allen, and Kevin Keats at the David Glenn tab. For the latest news on the Tar Heels, Blue Devils, Demon Deacons, Wolfpack, and of course, the rest of the ACC, make sure to check out ACCSports.com. This has been the ACC Sports Report. I'm Brian Geisinger.
As a Republican tax plan makes its way through the House, Senate Republicans will introduce their own version today.
I'm Peter King. The Senate version would create more than the 4 tax brackets that are proposed in the House bill. And the New York Times reports that instead of ending the estate tax, the Senate bill would limit the number of people who have to pay it. Both versions would eliminate deductions for most state and local taxes. The House bill would okay up to $10,000 in property tax deductions. Peter King, CBS News.
Teachers often have to spend hundreds of dollars on school supplies every year. Teachers can deduct up to $250 in classroom supplies from their taxes, but under the proposed tax reform bill in Congress, the deduction would go away for teachers. Retired Charlotte-Mecklenburg teacher Judy Kidd tells Spectrum News.
I think taking $250 deduction from public school teachers is not going to have that much of an impact on balancing the federal budget.
A construction worker was critically injured on Wednesday at a Durham job site when a large metal beam fell 5 stories to the ground, crushing a portable toilet with a man inside. Another worker, Luis Camarona, told ABC 11.
We called 911 with some other guys, and we're trying to figure out what was going on.
Another reason to think about cutting down on the booze. CBS News correspondent Jim Shedevy has that.
Want to reduce your cancer risk significantly? No alcohol. That's the bottom line in a report from the American Society of Clinical Oncology. It suggests that even light drinking raises a person's risk of common malignancies, including breast, colon, esophageal, head, and neck cancers. The report finds alcohol is directly responsible for 5 to 6% of new cancers and cancer deaths worldwide.
Mike Rayleigh, NCN News.
Get your message to the thousands. Call the WCAB Sales Department today at 287-3356. From ABC News.
I'm Sherry Preston. As the Republican tax plan moves through Congress, we're learning more about exactly how much it would cost. And now the scramble is on to come up with some tweaks.
The Congressional Budget Office says the bill from House Republicans would increase the national debt by $1.4 trillion over the next 10 years, and with interest that would balloon to $1.7 trillion. Under Senate rules, the bill can't raise the deficit by more than $1.5 trillion without Democratic help. So the authors are trying to pare down that number before they pass it out of committee today. One option that would do the trick, repealing the Obamacare mandate for everyone to have insurance.
ABC's Brad Milkey. President Trump in China saying he doesn't blame China for the imbalance in U.S.-Chinese trade deals.
I don't blame China. After all, who can blame a country for being able to take advantage of another country?
That's a big difference from the campaign trail when the president referred to China's trade surplus as raping the United States. ABC's Cecilia Vega tried to ask him about that.
President Trump, questions? Will you take questions, Mr. President? Do you still believe China is raping the United States, Mr. President?
ABC's Cecilia Vega. The president took no questions in Beijing. 3 days after the murder of 26 people in a small-town Texas church, state and national leaders have visited the families of those affected.
This is Jim Ryan. Texas Governor Greg Abbott rarely discusses the freak accident that shattered 2 vertebrae and left him in a wheelchair for life. But on Wednesday, he felt an instant connection when he met Chris Workman, whose same 2 vertebrae were damaged in Sunday's shooting.
His mom and I shared hugs and talked about the future. I said, you know, one day he may grow up to be governor.
In Abbott's case, a tree fell on him as he was jogging on a Houston sidewalk in 1984. Jim Ryan, ABC News, Floresville, Texas.
Vice President Mike Pence was also in Sutherland Springs. You're listening to ABC News.
Are you more than $10,000 in debt? Feel like you're on a never-ending treadmill, staying in one place and never getting ahead with those minimum payments? Do you feel like there is no way out? Don't let the credit card companies bully you anymore. There are programs in place to help you get free of your debt, and you don't have to pay the entire amount you owe. The program at Total Financial Freedom can help you get debt-free in months instead of decades. Get off the debt treadmill and stop the harassment. Get free of credit card debt, signature loans, department store cards, internet loans, and medical bills. Call now at 866-844-7344 for free information. For about 10 years, Total Financial Freedom has helped thousands. They're A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, too. Get off the endless cycle without having to declare bankruptcy. You'll have the right to settle your debt for a mere fraction of what you owe. Call Total Financial now at 866-844-7344. That's 866-844-7344.
An update from the NTSB on the plane crash that killed former All-Star pitcher Roy Halladay. The 2-time Cy Young winner died when the single-engine plane he was piloting crashed into the water off the coast of Florida. Federal investigator Noreen Price says they'll be trying to figure out why the plane was flying at such a low altitude.
The airplane was equipped with 2 data recorders. Both of those recorders have been retrieved and will be shipped to the NTSB Recorder Laboratory for processing.
There were several witnesses, but figuring out a cause will take time. Price says possibly as long as 2 years. Hundreds of workers at the Carrier air conditioning factory in Indiana will get a couple more weeks of work this year. Then they'll lose their jobs.
215 Carrier employees were set to be laid off December 22nd. For the heating and air conditioning manufacturers, it moves a portion of its company to Mexico. Now that deadline has been pushed back to January 11th. Carrier claiming business demands is the reason for the change. However, Carrier will be keeping more than 1,000 people in Indiana over the next decade as part of a $7 million tax incentive deal with the state, a deal allegedly brokered by President Donald Trump last year. Ryan Burrow, ABC News.
Pope Francis telling the world's Catholics to lift up their hearts, not their cell phones. He told those at the Vatican St. Peter's Square it makes him sad when he looks out at the crowd and celebrating Mass sees so many people holding up their phones, not just regular people, but priests and bishops too. He says the Mass is not a show, so put down your phone and enjoy it. This is ABC News.
My name is Jim. I'm a veteran, and I lost both legs in Vietnam. My victory was proving that disability is not a limitation.
I'm Julius. I'm a veteran. My victory was going from homeless to home.
At DAV, we're on a mission, helping veterans of all generations get the benefits they've earned.
I'm Cece. My victory was finishing my education.
When America's veterans win, we all win. Help us support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
Sherry Preston.
North
North Carolina Tractor Supply. Your Massey Ferguson dealer in Rutherfordton has some really great ideas this year. This could be the year for you to get that Massey Ferguson you've been wanting. Stop by today and see what Massey Ferguson and Phil Sheehan at North Carolina Tractor Supply have for you. Check to see if you qualify for 0% financing. Today could be your day at North Carolina Tractor Supply, Railroad Avenue, Rutherfordton.
We'll see overcast skies in many areas today, although we may see a few breaks in the clouds here and there in the afternoon, especially toward the foothills. We'll also have a decreasing chance of sprinkles and light rain, tending to taper off from the west. We'll have highs today in the upper 40s to low 50s. Tonight, we'll see clearing skies and we'll be a little on the cold side with lows in the mid to upper 30s. It'll be breezy and a little bit warmer on Friday. We'll finish out the week mostly sunny to sunny tomorrow with highs 54 to 60. I'm Mike Moss in the Weather Center.
Taking a look at that extended forecast for Saturday. Sunshine, highs warming around 50 degrees, partly cloudy overnight, lows around the freezing mark. For Sunday, cloudy skies, maybe a slight chance of a shower, highs around 50 degrees. Mostly cloudy, scattered showers overnight for Sunday, lows around 40 degrees. For Monday, partly cloudy, highs around 60, overnight lows around 40. And then Tuesday and Wednesday, sunshine each day with daytime highs around 60, overnight lows dropping around 40 degrees. Right now we're at 47 degrees, mostly cloudy skies at AM 59. We're being kind today to Ron and Ann Gurley. Ron's the manager at Fairview Ministries, and Ann works at the financial office for the Rutherford County School System. They live in Golden Valley, so if you know Ron and Ann, make sure you wish them a very, very happy anniversary, because today they just became the newest members of the WCAB Birthday / Anniversary Hall of Fame. And Tyler Partridge is 9. He's a student at Rutherford Elementary School. He lives in Union Mills, and he won the dozen Daylight Donuts from Granny B's this morning. So if you know Tyler Partridge, make sure you make this a special birthday for him. This is Thursday. Coming up tonight, we got Tar Heel football. It's the Tar Heels in Pittsburgh. It's a 5:30 countdown to kickoff. We've got Channel 13 news first, so we'll jump in and enjoy that pregame show at around 6:30. Kickoff will be at around 7:35-ish. Coming up tomorrow, we're going to be broadcasting live from Jay's Discount Grocery on Oak Street in Forest City. Food taste, they're going to have things out that you can go through and taste throughout the store, and also some prizes to give away. We're going to be there from 10 until 12, then going to take a break for Rush Limbaugh, and then we'll rejoin the remote at Jay's from 3 until 5 o'clock. Then tomorrow night is high school football Friday night, East Rutherford versus East Montgomery in Forest City. 6:45 countdown to kickoff, 7:30 kickoff right here on WCAB with Mr. Friday Night Jay Coombs. And we'll have more from Jay about the high school football playoffs tomorrow morning on the Jim Bishop Show. Well, this Saturday, since the Tar Heels are playing tonight and the Panthers have the Monday night game, it's an all-music Saturday and Sunday. So stay with us. Take us wherever you go, whatever you do. Turn your radio on. Got a lot of great music, a lot of good oldies lined up for you. So just keep your radio tuned to WCAB. Got a lot of news coming your way. I haven't heard from Diane Holland this morning, but yesterday the Stainless Ministries on Main Street in Spindale was giving away Valley Foods pasta meals. They started at 9 o'clock. I was hoping that Diane would call and let me know if they still had some. Yesterday she said that they had pallets upon pallets of them. So you may want to just, if you're going to be driving by, you can just circle the building and see if they still have some. That's the Stainless Ministries on Main Street in Spindale, and hopefully I'll find out more from Diane this morning. The Grace of God Rescue Mission will again be serving a free Thanksgiving dinner for needy people in our community. If you know of a less fortunate person or family that needs a meal, please invite them to come to the mission to eat on Thursday, Thanksgiving Day, starting at 11 a.m. For just $5, you can help provide one of these dinners or one of the more than 43,000 meals that the mission will be providing next year. Or your gift can help provide safe shelter, Christian guidance, and other vital services to the less fortunate. The Women's Homeless Shelter, Gail's House, the Men's Homeless Shelter, Grace Acres, evening meal for any needy person 7 nights a week, the 6-month in-house substance abuse program called Scott's Center of Hope. Hungry, hurting, and homeless people need your help. Please mail the most generous gift today. The Grace of God Rescue Mission, Post Office Box 212, Forest City, North Carolina, 28043. Thank you, and God bless.
Here's some good news. The Drop-In Family Mart in Bostic, formerly Sammy's Supermarket, announces that Major Lee's Deli is now open. Venture onto the back of the store, meet the deli staff waiting to serve you. From breakfast biscuits and sandwiches to their famous fried chicken and pizza, you'll find what you're looking for in the deli. We want to remind all veterans that in honor of your service, Major League Delis in Bostic, like all Major League Delis, offer a 10% discount all day, every day, 365 days a year. And again, the drop-in says thank you for your service to our country.
If you're looking for a rewarding opportunity, look no further. Rest Care is proud of the dedicated staff in their ICF homes that assist consumers daily to live their best life. Staff like Aretha McCrimmon, Tanya Hampton, Gwen Batchelor, Vicki Love, Sarah Reinhardt, and Libby Smith, to name a few, that are dependable and focused at meeting the needs of our consumers every day. Contact Community Alternatives, a division of Rest Care, at 828-466-6023 for more information about the jobs available and how to apply online. Rest Care, making a living, making a difference. 11 minutes past 8 o'clock. Well, Election Day had a lot of surprises. Voter turnout was also higher than expected at 14.3%. According to the Daily Courier, Municipal Election Day in Rutherford County provided a few surprises, including a higher percentage of voters casting ballots on a rainy Tuesday. Elections Director Debbie Bedford said that 1,733 people voted, or 14.3% of the eligible voters in the low-profile election year. Bedford said that was better than we thought yesterday afternoon. She said that all votes are unofficial until Friday, November the 17th, when the official canvass of votes will be held at the Board of Elections. She went on to say there are 4 provisional ballots, and if we get any ballots in the mail by Monday, they can be counted. There could be a few changes, but I do not think it will be enough to change the outcome. She went on to say that the biggest surprise of the day came with the election of the new mayor in Ruth, the write-in candidate Denver Buchanan, who received 36 votes, defeating candidate incumbent Commissioner Chris Atkins by 4 votes. Atkins received 32 votes in his first run for mayor. Another Ruth write-in candidate, William Steep, who campaigned with Buchanan, was elected to town council. Nicholas Good, a political newcomer, was the top vote getter in Ruth with 40 votes, and Steep received 38 votes. Eddie Bennett, who was also on the ballot, received 34 votes. In Spindale, incumbent Mayor Mickey Bland was overwhelmingly re-elected to his post, defeating his opponent Thomas Ralph Lawrence by 217 votes. Bland received 311 votes cast for mayor, and Lawrence received 94. Bland's total was 76.41%. Bland, who was the only mayor facing opposition on the official ballot, said, quote, that I am deeply honored that the citizens of Spindale have again chosen me to represent their interests for another 4 years, and I will strive to continue to serve each citizen and their needs with the utmost respect. Bland said although the voter turnout was not as great as he hoped, every vote was appreciated. He went on to say, I want to continue to seek more industry and jobs for Spindale, develop the rail trail to its fullest potential, and continue our efforts to improve beautification in Spindale. Incumbent Robin Inslee returned to her seat on the Spindale Town Council, receiving the majority of votes at 254 or 38%. Tom Robertson got 215 votes, and Rosaline Francis received 192 votes. In Spindale, the majority of the voters also approved the sale of unfortified wine, casting 255 votes for, 137 votes against the referendum. In the malt beverage referendum, 250 voters approved the sale of beer, while 138 voted against the ABC referendum. In Ellenboro and Lake Lure, two political newcomers received the majority of votes in their respective towns. Liz Blanton received 65 votes, and incumbent Lee Allen received 64 votes in Ellenboro, while longtime Alderman Bunt Black was ousted by newcomer political Pamela Paget, who also joins the Board of Aldermen by 8 votes. Paget received 43 votes, while Black received 35. Michael Jennings received 36 votes. With Blanton and Paget being newly elected aldermen and incumbent Sandra Weeks serving on the Board of Aldermen, the three women are making history, claiming the majority of the board seats for any municipality in Rutherford County. Political newcomer and businessman John Kilby received the majority of the votes in the town of Lake Lure at 234, while incumbent John W. Moore received 206 votes to win the 2 seats available. Esther Bruce Lusk received 192 votes. Melvin Ornsby received 130. Jonathan Crawford, who announced he was not seeking office, although his name was on the ballot, received 14 votes. Kilby received 30% of the votes to Moore's 24.48%. In his non-contested race for mayor, Kevin Cooley received 353 votes. Mayor Bob Keith did not seek re-election. Forest City Mayor Steve Holland, who ran unopposed, received 390 votes, or 97.26% of the votes. There were 11 write-ins for the mayor race. 4 candidates were seeking the 2 available board seats in Forest City. The 2 incumbents were re-elected. Commissioner David Eaker was the top vote getter with 262 votes, or 33.98%, and Sean Moore got 202 votes. Thomas Walker received 152 votes, and Keisha McDowell received 151. In Rutherfordton, voters returned uncontested Mayor Jimmy Dancy to his post with 99.21%, or 251 votes. There were 2 write-in votes for mayor. Incumbents Stanley Clements and Terry Cobb were re-elected in Rutherfordton Town Council. Clements received 195 votes. Cobb received 190. Stephanie Beaumont, who did not actively campaign but said she would serve if elected, received 76 votes. In Bostic, where council members Mike Hollifield and Billy Lattimore ran unopposed, Hollifield received 28 votes and Lattimore received 26. There were 17 write-in votes. Chimney Rock Village, 14 voters cast ballots for incumbents Bruce Godzik and April Sottle, both receiving 50% of the vote. There were no write-in votes. So that's how it is right now, and of course the official count will not be until Friday. All votes, of course, as I said, are unofficial until Friday, November the 17th. We'll have more right after this, and the Sheriff's Report also coming up.
It is the first anniversary of the election of our president, and a celebration is in order for all Americans. Unlike the prior 4 wimpish, empty suits who were president in name only, we finally elected a man to do a man's job. Just for starters, President Trump has declared that this is a Christian nation and promotes Christianity on a daily basis. He defeated Hillary and the Democrat machine and has pulverized the press. These are major accomplishments that are making America great now. The economy and job market is the best in years, and tax cuts are coming, and that is only in 9 months. The Republican Trumpsters have exposed the Democrat tricksters to the point where it is impossible for them to retreat. Court should be their next stop. Good has won out over evil. Now let's celebrate with prayers for this great nation, for President Trump and his family. We have a bold leader that will make God's word stronger by being Christian correct, not politically correct, and President Trump, with God's help and ours, it will happen. Paid for by Ken Staggs.
How does a year of free internet with Northland sound? Like staying up to date with social media.
That's right, family. I'm bringing this message to you. Free.
Or streaming all of your favorite movies.
Oh, John, I do love you.
Enter to win free internet from Northland by signing up for Northland's best offer of the year. Call 1-888-NORTHLAND or visit getnorthland.com to sign up today. Limited time offer. Must be at least 18 years or older to enter. Additional restrictions and conditions apply. See getnorthland.com/offers for details.
Boo. Say boo to the flu. This is Lauren with Smith's Drugs in downtown Forest City. Make sure the flu doesn't come and get you. Be prepared with the flu immunization, which you can get Monday through Friday from Smith's Drugs in downtown Forest City. It's no cost with most insurances.
20 minutes past 8 o'clock. It's 47 degrees under cloudy skies. Here's that Sheriff's Report recorded earlier for broadcast at this time. With the Sheriff's Report is Sheriff Chris Francis.
Lou, in the last 24 hours, the Rutherford County Sheriff's Office has responded to 163 calls for service. There have been 15 arrests processed in the county jail. Currently incarcerated, we have 174. Among those arrests, Michael Shane Ledbetter, 45-year-old white male of Henrietta, was charged with assault with a deadly weapon, communicating threat, and second-degree kidnapping. These are all true bills of indictment. He received $50,000 secure bond. Travis Shane Price, 37-year-old white male from Rutherford, was charged with failure to appear second time, received a $75,000 secure bond. Curtis Gene Worley, 60-year-old white male Union Mills, was also charged with failure to appear, and his was a $500 secure bond. Joshua Craig Watson, 30-year-old white male of Rutherford, was charged with probation violation and received a $5,000 secure bond. Brooke McCurry Tipton, the 34-year-old white female of Ellenborough, was charged with failure to appear and received a $1,000 secure bond. Among the incidents, we had a large stamp of a motor vehicle out of Ellenborough. It was a silver Toyota Echo. It was later found on Kaiser Road. It had been burned. The vehicle had damages approximately $3,000, and it is under investigation. We have a ID theft on Jacobs Lane in Forest City. Someone had set up an account with the victim's information without their guidance and authority. We had a break-in enter in Lawrenceville, Main Street in Rutherford. Someone cut lock off a storage unit. We actually had several of those, and one of them, there was an electric wood guitar valued at $800, Titleist golf clubs and Mizuno golf clubs, a Dell laptop computer, and jewelry, among other items that were taken. And a separate one from the same location, storage unit, looks like we had circular saws valued at $300, bandsaw valued at $300, 10-inch miter saw valued at $400, 3 chainsaws valued at $800, looks like a sander drill valued at $100, 3 weed heaters valued at $600, and a few other items in that one. We also had a felony larceny on Tanner's Grove Road in Forest City. It was a 2005 Big Tex 50 16x8 trailer valued at $4,000. It was black metal with a wooden deck. And we had a break-in and enter in larceny on Lazy Acres Lane in Lake Lure, where a Husqvarna chainsaw valued at $300, a compressor valued at $300, a log splitter valued at $300, a hand drill saw combo at $100, and 3 inflatable mattresses valued at $300 was taken in that instant. And Lou, that's what we had to report today.
Did you know that Rutherford County's largest pediatrics practice has 5 providers to serve the children and youth of this area? And even better, Rutherford Children's Care is welcoming new patients. With 3 physicians and 2 mid-level providers, the group is available to examine, diagnose, and treat patients from birth to age 18. Rutherford Children's Care is conveniently located at 162 Commercial Drive in Forest City, just behind Big Dave's Restaurant. To schedule an appointment, call Rutherford Children's Care at 828-287-9325.
24 minutes past 8 o'clock. Dr. Bob is in the building. We've got Dr. Bob coming up at 8:35 this morning. If you do have a question that you would like to ask Dr. Bob, you can go ahead and get that called in now, 287-3356. 287-3356. The phone lines are open, and Todd is anxiously waiting to take your call. Remember, time runs out before you know it, and if you don't get those questions in, they'll have to wait until next week. Coming up tonight, Tar Heel football on our schedule. Tar Heels in Pittsburgh. Countdown to kickoff starts at 5:30. We're going to join at 6:30 right after Channel 13 News. And we're going to be broadcasting live from Jay's Discount Grocery tomorrow. We'll be there from 10 until noon and then back from 3 until 5. And then high school football playoffs start tomorrow night here on WCAB.
NCN Sports, I'm Josh Zach. NC State men's basketball coach Kevin Keats announced Wednesday the signings of 4 recruits to national letters of intent. That on the first day of the fall signing period. 4-star recruits Manny Bates, Sadiq Bey, Jericole Helms, and Ian Steer will be freshmen in the next year's Wolfpack team. Also on Wednesday, Greenfield School's Kobe White signed a national letter of intent to play at UNC under Roy Williams. State, meanwhile, is trying to again get freshman guard Braxton Beverly cleared to play this season. The school submitted a request for the NCAA to reconsider its decision that Beverly is ineligible because he took summer courses at Ohio State before joining the Wolfpack. Fresh off a bye week, North Carolina looks to break a 6-game losing streak and get their first win in the ACC this season when the Tar Heels take on Pittsburgh tonight. At practice earlier this week, head coach Larry Fedora talked with reporters for the first time since Carolina's 24-19 loss to Miami on October 28th. He was asked how the coaches are motivating the players to not give up on the season.
Guys like M.J. Stewart and Casey Collins and Cam Dillard, guys that are seniors, those are the guys that have done a really good job of maintaining a positive, attitude in the locker room. As coaches and staff, we can only do so much. It's going to come from the players. And those are the guys, those seniors, DeJuan Drennan, those guys, those are the ones that are making sure everybody is where they need to be. And so that's been a really positive thing with this group.
As far as tonight goes, the Panthers are 9-point favorites, and Carolina is in the role of spoiler as 4-5 Pittsburgh tries to keep its bowl hopes alive. Also in action tonight, Appalachian is at Georgia Southern. 3-time NASCAR champ Tony Stewart introduced the newest driver to Stewart Haas Racing Wednesday. Eric Almirola is officially the replacement for Danica Patrick in 2018. During the announcement, Stewart didn't rule out a return to NASCAR, and he expressed interest in getting behind the wheel again, perhaps in the Xfinity Series or at Charlotte Motor Speedway's road course. This is NCN Sports.
Whether you're running, biking, or even sleeping, the equipment you use matters. Beauty Rest is equipment for high-performance sleep to help you perform at your best. For a limited time, get a free Beauty Rest sleep tracker monitor with the purchase of select mattresses during our Beauty Rest high-performance sleep sale. Monitor your sleep to see the difference the right equipment can make. Find a retailer at beautyrestretailers.com.
Geico presents 15 Things to See and Do in North Carolina.
Located near Asheville, Looking Glass Falls is one of the most popular and accessible waterfalls in the state. Its name comes from Looking Glass Rock, where water freezes in the winter and glistens in the sunlight like a looking glass.
That's one of the 15 things to see and do in North Carolina. Brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit geico.com to see how much you could save.
3 freshman members of UCLA's men's basketball team have run into legal problems in China. They're accused of shoplifting on a trip that was supposed to be about sightseeing and basketball. Danielle Nottingham reports.
An ESPN report claims LeAngelo Ball, Cody Riley, and Jalen Hill were arrested in Hangzhou, accused of shoplifting from a Louis Vuitton store near the team's hotel. Ball is the brother of LA Lakers rookie Lonzo Ball.
I haven't talked to any of them yet.
Their dad, LeVar Ball, is the outspoken advocate of his basketball family. He is traveling with the team in China.
Everybody making it a big deal. It ain't that big a deal.
The players will not play in this weekend's game in Shanghai. They are reportedly out on bail, but confined to their hotel until the legal process plays out.
Chinese law requires the case be fully resolved before the suspects are allowed to leave the country. Josh Zach, NCN Sports.
More than 1 million Americans have heart attacks each year. And if you or a loved one experiences symptoms of a heart attack, every second matters. That's why the emergency department at Rutherford Regional Health System is a chest pain accredited facility. What does that mean to you? It means quality care here at home that could save precious seconds when treating the symptoms of heart attacks. To learn more about Rutherford Regional and its commitment to safe quality care, visit myrutherfordregional.com.
Almirola.
I want to drive the fastest race cars, and I don't want to have an excuse.
Is perfect for the 10.
I think anything short of winning and making the playoffs would be a disappointment.
Loss.
It's hard to even understand how something like that could happen.
He's been around the sport a long time. He understands how it works.
Mark Garrow and PRN's Garage Pass.
ABC tonight.
On one night,
The heart of country music beats stronger than ever.
the CMA Awards with performances by Garth Brooks, Luke Bryan, Miranda Lambert, Thomas Rhett, Pink. And one-of-a-kind collaboration. Reba McEntire and Kelsey Ballerini, Tim McGraw and Faith Hill, Maren Morris and Niall Horan. Plus, the biggest stars unite in the most powerful show open ever.
Don't you love country music?
The CMA Awards live
Tonight at 8/7 Central on ABC.
You wash the outside, clean the inside, and make sure maintenance is up to date. Pamper your car's engine and fuel system by adding Z-Max Micro Lubricant. Using the fluids as a carrier to reach internal parts, Z-Max literally soaks into metal, dispersing harmful carbon buildup. This helps improve performance, extend engine life, and reduce emissions. Get Z-Max today at zmax.com or your local auto parts store.
I was certainly nervous Casey Kane or Matt Kenseth would get this opportunity just based on their track record.
But in the end, with sponsorship from Smithfield Foods tagging along behind him, Stewart Haas Racing picked Eric Almirola to replace Danica Patrick in their 10-car next season. Almirola admits this could be a career maker or breaker.
There's two types of athletes in the world, and there's the athletes that are just excited to be a part of the show, and there's the athletes that want to make the show. And I feel like I'm in the latter category. I want the pressure. I want the ball in my hands when it comes down to the game-winning shot. I want to drive the fastest race cars, and I don't want to have an excuse that my equipment is not where it needs to be. So this is that opportunity. I've won Xfinity races. I've won truck races. I won Daytona in a cup car. So I think for me, I want to go win. I think anything short of winning and making the playoffs would be a disappointment.
In other news, Joey Logano is losing his spotter, Tab Boyd. Next season, he'll work for Hendrick Motorsports rookie driver William Byron. Kyle Larson and his girlfriend, Caitlin Sweet, are expecting their second child. It's due to arrive in May. Meanwhile, the TV ratings for the Texas Cup race were up 7%, and over the last few weeks, Xfinity Series driver Brennan Poole has helped provide over 7,000 meals to the hurricane victims in Houston.
Just crazy amounts of damage. It's hard to even understand how something like that could happen, but did everything that we could to try to make an impact, and in a small way, I feel like we accomplished that.
Drivers, start your engine!
NASCAR speeds to Las Vegas Motor Speedway for the Pennzoil 400 and a triple header showdown.
Green flag waves and we're underway.
Tickets are going fast.
Keselowski uses the high line.
Great seats starting at $59 and kids pay just $10.
4 wide getting into turn 3.
Call 800-644-4444 or select your seats at lvms.com.
Truex will get the edge.
Plan now for the NASCAR triple header. March 2nd through 4th at Las Vegas Motor Speedway.
Last weekend, Jimmy Johnson was asked how his teammate Chase Elliott had handled the situation at Martinsville with Denny Hamlin. His answer, really, really well.
There's just a style and charisma and presence that he has, and I think we've all noticed his maturity behind the wheel, but it does go further than that, you know, and how he handles situations like that. I mean, the guy really does have a lot of experience in a short period of time.
Mark Garrow and PRN's Garage Pass, brought to you by Las Vegas Motor Speedway.
Come by today and see Jacob and all the fine folks at Broadway Tire Service. They're locally owned and offer full auto service, tires, brakes, alignments. They also carry a full line of custom rims and accessories to make your vehicle look brand new again. They also offer pick and delivery. Open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, Saturday, 8 till noon. Call 245-4505. Broadway Tire Service, West Main Street in Forest City.
We'll see overcast skies in many areas today, although we may see a few breaks in the clouds here and there in the afternoon, especially toward the foothills. We'll also have a decreasing chance of sprinkles and light rain, tending to taper off from the west. We'll have highs today in the upper 40s to low 50s. Tonight, we'll see clearing skies, and we'll be a little on the cold side with lows in the mid to upper 30s. It'll be breezy and a little bit warmer on Friday. We'll finish out the week mostly sunny to sunny tomorrow with highs 54 to 60. I'm Mike Moss in the Weather Center.
And taking a look at that extended forecast for Saturday, sunshine. Highs warming around 50 degrees overnight, lows around 33. For Sunday, cloudy skies, maybe a chance of a passing shower. Looking for highs around 50, mostly cloudy overnight, lows around 40. For Monday, partly cloudy, highs warming around 60, overnight lows around 40 degrees. Right now we're at 47 degrees and mostly cloudy skies. Dr. Bob, was it raining when you came in? Drizzling, anything? Nah. 47 degrees, cloudy skies.
The following program, Dr. Bob's Grocery Store Medicine and Healthy Life Anecdotes, is paid for by Dr. Bob Crummy. The opinions expressed on this program by Dr. Crummy are not necessarily those of the owner and staff of WCAB. You are invited to call your questions in live now to Dr. Bob at 287-3356. And now live in the studio, here is Dr. Bob Crummy.
Somebody may want a cigarette a little later on.
Yep. We kind of got away from healthy and got to talking about subliminal messaging, so we'll get back on track. Good morning, Dr. Bob.
Good morning. It's great to be with you again. Blue for Blue Room at WCAB.
And we're both dressed in blue this morning.
How about
how
that?
we managed that one.
We're just lucky.
I guess we
just
are.
got good taste.
But yes, we do.
The rain reminds us of the blue color.
It does, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. Do you have any questions left over from last week? I don't have anything this morning.
Oh, I do, but I always lose them and misplace them. I have more questions when we leave. I mean, when it's over and so forth, and I get thinking about things, and then I write down the questions, and I'll read them, and I'll realize, hey, there was a lot more I could have said about that or this sort of thing. But I need to do homework more, except I just enjoy coming, and just out of the blue, I tell people I like questions, and I like to be painted into a corner, difficult questions, and don't mind being a little embarrassed by it, or don't mind saying I don't know, whatever. But I also love to talk. I'm always learning new things. I'm reading some books now. Someone called the other day, and they asked about a book called 81 Different Cures for Cancer. And I didn't know what I associated that with, but the name of the book that's in is called Cured, C-U-R-E-D, Cured, and it's put out by one of these companies that has a newsletter every month. And the only way to get the book, I think, right now is just through getting a subscription to this monthly newsletter. And if you get a prescription to the monthly newsletter, they'll automatically send you the book Cured, and it's got the 81 cures in it. Now, you also may be able to get it on Amazon. I don't know. I wish I knew. I'm going to have to spend a little more time learning things on the computer. I have a son I should follow around and get him to teach me a little something every day.
Well, I think Todd could probably help you out with the computer, give you some lessons on the computer.
Who's Oscar?
Todd.
Oh.
Todd. I've called him a few names myself. Oscar's not one of them, but anyway. Well, give us some words of wisdom. Well,
I like to mention things. These are what I call super nutrients. Super nutrients, and almost all of them are herbs, really. But some of them are just, plant hormones or things like that. But it's nice just to know the name, even if you don't know exactly what kinds of things it cures or helps. But I've become convinced the more I study about herbs that almost any herb helps you, and it helps you this way. It'll help some system in your body. And anytime, let's say you got 4 or 5 systems, cardiovascular system, central nervous system, intestinal system, urinary tract system, and all of those, if you help one of them, it helps the others to function better too. So you can't lose by taking any herb, pretty much. Now, I used to say that, all herbs were safe and this sort of thing, but I have found that maybe there are a couple that, you've got to watch what you do with. But generally speaking, if you're taking a herb and it's not doing what it's supposed to do, triple the dose. And almost all the time when you do things like that, it starts working. But I reread something the other day about a fantastic medication, and there's a book written by Jack Dreyfus, and the name of the book is a marvelous medicine, a marvelous drug has been overlooked by medicine, and that is phenytoin. And phenytoin is the same thing as Dilantin, which is something we use for people who have epilepsy. If they have seizures, you can give them Dilantin on a daily basis, and they stop having the seizures. Well, the drug got approved for that, but the reality was this drug helps all kinds of things associated with your brain. And almost anything you have, if it's not responding to whatever you're being treated with, talk to your physician about phenytoin. Phenytoin. It works like a charm. There's also another, and when you say, what does it work for? Well, it works for Alzheimer's. It works for heart disease. It works for cancer. It works for hypertension. It works for almost anything you can think of. The other things, there are a lot of things, and we should study about these, that we're taking for disorders that long-term studies have shown aren't good for us to take. And the number one thing right now are these statin drugs you take for hypertension. If you're being prescribed something for hypertension and the last few letters in the word is statin, then you really need to stop taking it. I tell people, I used to say, if you want to take something for hypertension, take fiber tablets. Fiber tablets are safe and they work better than any prescription drug on the market. The pharmaceutical firms hate to give up statins because they have made so much money with statins. For instance, Lipitor, Pfizer had Lipitor, and for the last 2 years when Pfizer had its patent for Lipitor, they made $8 billion in profit. Isn't that amazing? That's a lot of money, you see. And so now as soon as they lose the patent, they'd probably only make a couple of million a year. Why aren't they satisfied with that? I don't know. There's also a new drug out now, and it's called CBD. It's a cannabinoid, and it's from the hemp plant. And believe it or not, it's legal. And you can get it at health food stores now, CBD. And there's a little book that I just read called I Want My CBD. And it's written by this guy named Popko, P-O-P-K-O. And he gives you a list of scientific articles that have been done on CBD that shows that it cures almost anything you put it up against with almost any ailment mankind has. In fact, one of the nicknames for it is something like harmony, because it brings harmony back to the body. Homeostasis is another word they use to describe it. Hydrogen peroxide is wonderful. Everybody should have a little bit at home. If you gargle with it every morning and gargle with it every evening before you go to bed, you're not going to get sick. If you have a sore throat, gargle with it every hour. If you do that, you'll be shocked. Now, the first time you do it, if you're expecting the soreness or the redness or whatever inflammation to go away, you're going to be a little disappointed. But if you keep doing it like every hour, all of a sudden you'll notice about the third or fourth hour, hey, this thing's curing up. And by the time the day's out, you don't have any redness or soreness in your throat. Another thing is raw honey. Raw honey is fantastic. It basically, most people say it's the best antibiotic in the world. It doesn't spoil. It's you can treat anything with it. I remember when I was doing my residency at Dorothea Dix Hospital, we had a building where elderly people just went to die. They didn't have homes to go to and this sort of thing, and they had been up to Dorothea Dix, let's say, for 30 years and had gotten old, and they would develop bed sores. And we had a physician who was from Europe, some country in Europe, and he used honey to treat their bed sores. And all of them cured up. It was amazing. In fact, he had about 8 beehives behind his house, and he'd take the honey from that, and he'd go and he'd just put it in the lesion, and it would eat all the bacteria away. The lesion would be horrible looking until he put the honey in it and just left it there, But it also is good for other things too. Garlic powder is fantastic. Garlic is good for anything and everything. Let's see. People, a nickname for it is King of Herbs. Now, there are a couple of other herbs that have that title also. Alfalfa's one, and I'm not that familiar with it. And oregano is another one. Oregano is fantastic. You can take and wash off some leaves of oregano and eat them and drink them with a little water, and I don't care what kind of symptom you have, it's going to disappear. Clove. Clove is good for pain. And cayenne pepper. Cayenne pepper is great for the cardiovascular system. It's good for your digestive system. And it's also good, believe it or not, to stop bleeding. Like if you have a bleeder somewhere and you sprinkle a little cayenne pepper on it, it'll just clot up right away.
Got a question called in. Does garlic help with cholesterol?
Absolutely, yes, yes. In fact, does garlic help with cholesterol better than any of the statin drugs? It certainly does. It certainly does. So, you know, I think if you're taking any statins, you could stop taking them and take garlic every day. You can get garlic capsules, very inexpensive, or you can just buy the garlic cloves, you know. And I hate to say this, but I do that with the garlic cloves. I'll buy one and I'll peel the little plastic-like thing off of it and just put it in my mouth and let it stay there all day long. And it's interesting, I don't notice it, but other people do.
Now, but let's back up just one second. You said garlic powder. Are you talking using garlic powder in cooking? Does it lose, or putting garlic powder on a spoon and trying to take it that way, or how would you use the garlic powder?
Well, the one way I always think of is to combine it with something else, combine it with another herb, because they have synergistic effects. For instance, one of the very best combinations of medications to take for infections of any sort in your body, or pain, or any kind of symptom like that, is a tablespoon of raw honey, a teaspoon of garlic powder, a half a teaspoon of clove powder, and a pinch of cayenne pepper. Mix that up and take it, and you can make that up every hour. And I promise you, if you'll do that before half the day's up, whatever your problem is, it's going to be gone away. But it's fantastic, yeah. Now, raw is always better. And one thing about cooking is, if it has a lot of heat and you cook it a long time, it's going to lose a lot of its medicinal powers. Now, it still keeps its power of tasting good or things like that, you know. It still has its caloric value, but it loses its medicinal value.
I know it's be kind of sticky and hard to swallow, and you'd have to be careful trying to do this, but they always said a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down, but a spoonful of honey, would that be raw honey a day, just taking a spoonful of honey?
Absolutely. Be a great idea. And I think people who do things like that just don't get sick, don't have allergies, things like that. You find someone who doesn't get sick, and generally speaking, they have a little secret, something they're doing. You know, it's kind of like the article I read about hydrogen peroxide was written by some doctor's wife, and I don't know where she had gotten that, but she said she did it, and she hadn't gotten sick since she started doing it. The kudzu queen is a great lady to talk to, because generally speaking, she eats kudzu every day. And some years ago, like 30 plus, someone said to her, hey, if you eat a little kudzu every day, you'll be a healthier person. It improves your general health. And sure enough, that's true. And she's done it, and she's one of the healthiest people I know.
She has brought some items by here, a kudzu jelly, a kudzu bread.
She's a real expert in all those things, yeah. And it's good. Do you eat it?
Yeah.
Me too. Me too. Yeah.
It was good. I was amazed. I was kind of, looked at it at first thinking, I don't know about this, but it really was good. I was amazed.
Mm-hmm. Now, something else that I really love, and that's Dr. Bronner's peppermint soap. And Dr. Bronner's peppermint soap you can use for any kind of skin disorder. You can brush your teeth with it. You can gargle with it. It's absolutely amazing stuff. It's great for any kind of fungus you have on your skin. Good to wash your feet in, and then dry it off. And then sometimes just put a drop in some water and rub it over like you would a lotion or something. Aloe vera is one of my favorite things. And aloe vera juice, you can get a gallon of it for $6.40. Get it at Walmart. They sell a tremendous amount of that stuff there. In fact, I had 2 glasses of it last night. For some reason, I guess I ate just a little too much yesterday, and I did a lot of driving, and I got a little indigestion for some reason. And it took 2 glasses of aloe vera juice, but I'm so glad I had some to take.
Well, here's this. What can help with acid reflux?
Oh boy, aloe vera juice. Yes, listen, that's the very best thing for acid reflux. There are a lot of things that can help. I understand that ginger root helps also. You can take and make a little slice there and put it in a little water or something, and put it in your mouth and hold it there for a while. Chew it up, swallow it. That's supposed to be real good for it too. I used to take Pepto-Bismol. Did you ever take Pepto-Bismol? In fact, I remember when I first started taking it, I must have been in my late 20s, and I liked it so well that I thought about buying stock in the company if I ever became a stock buyer. Let's see, I don't know. There are probably a lot of other things that are good for indigestion too, you know, but it's a matter of once you find something that works, stick with it. Probably any herb would help you a little bit with it, you know. The honey and the one thing about the honey and the garlic is honey is synergistic. It makes the garlic work better as an antibiotic and so forth. Garlic makes honey work better for whatever it does too, which is numerous things. And both of them are good for cardiovascular system and for hypertension, and also, you know, like for the garlic is good for cholesterol too. Let's see, olive oil is fantastic. I used to cook in olive oil, but I've stopped doing it, and I'm not sure why, except I've read that you should not heat garlic up, that you should not heat olive oil up, that olive oil was great to eat on salads and things like that and to mix with things, but to eat it, you know, at room temperature or cold, and that if you heated it, that it became as unhealthy as the other cooking oils. About the only cooking oil that's suggested is coconut oil. Heating things weakens their medicinal value. And when you make teas and things like that, the teas that you make you should drink within 24 to 48 hours, because it would lose its medicinal effects after, you know, about 48 hours. There's a great tea place that's opened up now on Charlotte Road, 252 Charlotte Road. The fellow who runs it, his name is Preston, and he's really knowledgeable. I think he's been doing this for years now, about the different herbal teas and what they'll do. And do they work? Heck yeah. And the beauty of them is this: if you got a problem, go get you some herbal tea and take it, and you're going to start feeling better within a short period of time. Whatever symptom you have is going to get better. Let's see, meditation and prayer, what about that? Does that work? Yeah. It's amazing to me how people will do double-blind studies on that, and you know, it absolutely scientifically works.
Daydreaming, just sitting down and just daydreaming, to me, can kind of calm my nerves, or not calm the nerves, but get me out of the situation where I may be getting overwhelmed or whatever. Just sit back and daydream about going to the beach or going to the mountains, or it's snowing outside. Just something to get your mind away from it.
That makes a lot of sense, and that does work. So if you haven't done it, try it.
But people say, I can't meditate. I can't. Well, daydream.
Well, and that's right. And the more frequently you do it, the better it works. I remember when I learned hypnosis and went away for a course in it, and they basically said, you know, relax yourself, take 3 deep breaths. When you exhale the 3rd time, close your eyes and relax, and tell yourself each time you do this exercise it'll be easier to do, and when you open your eyes you'll feel better. They call that the 2 post-hypnotic suggestions. They said, now while your eyes are closed and while you're relaxed, just take a couple of deep breaths, and now tell yourself anything you want to. For instance, if you're a smoker and you want to stop, you say while you're in this relaxed state, smoking's bad for my body. I need my body in order to live. I owe it to my body to stop smoking. And then you count backwards from 10 to 0, and at 0 you open your eyes. That's when you're kind of coming out of your trance. Now, it doesn't matter how deep your trance is or how shallow it is. If you close your eyes, you're playing the game. But here's what they told me. I did that a couple of times, and I said, "You mean that's all there is to it?" And they said, "Yep." And I said, "I paid $400 for that?" And they said, "Yep." And then they said, "Listen, the key is you do this. Practice this. Do it every hour on the hour each day. And what you'll find is pretty soon what you're telling yourself is going to start happening. For instance, if you tell yourself about the smoking, you're going to reach for a cigarette, and all of a sudden your hand becomes numb, and that scares you, and you'll pull it back. Or you can use it for weight loss. You can use it for alcohol problems. You can use it for anything you have, you know. Now, I used to have sort of an inferiority complex about the way I looked. You know, I thought I had Oriental eyes and looked a little Japanese, and I had a couple of people ask me if I was Oriental or whatever. I've got a little American native in me. And so I started telling myself my eyes were beautiful. And then every time I looked in the mirror, I'd say, "You're beautiful, I love you." And I'd throw myself a kiss. Now, I'll swear to you, I think I'm the handsomest guy in the world now. And then when I look in the mirror, I wonder who that guy is in the mirror. He's lost his hair. He's got bad teeth now, all kinds of things. But yeah, those hypnosis and daydreaming or meditation, you know, somebody who does meditation, when someone is hypnotizing themselves, they'd say, "Well, they're just doing meditation." A hypnotist would look at the person doing meditation and say, "Oh, they're doing hypnosis," you know. Exercise. Now, you know, these things we're talking about are great for any kind of ailment you have, any kind of disorder you have. You can work with that. Exercise. Rather than taking pain medication, believe it or not, my last week of reading had to do more about pain, and basically after all the reading, I was convinced I'm never going to give anybody any pain medication. The number one thing is get an exercise program for them. Now, it has to be a healthy exercise program. It's not something that they're going to feel uncomfortable with. You know, walk around the block. That can be an exercise program. Or just stepping out on your back deck or back porch and relaxing and stretching and taking 10 deep breaths. Or, you know, if you really want to do it first class, you can order one of these yoga-like tapes from at 5 o'clock every morning on Channel 6. Sit and Be Fit comes on, and that's a kind of form of I guess yoga, where you just sit in a chair and do your exercises from that. Then it's at 5:30 classical stretch comes on. Then at 6 o'clock Beverly comes on, and Beverly's on Channel 2, Beverly Exercises. And any three of those, if you just did them every day, just cut on the TV and do it along with what they're doing on the TV, just 30 minutes. Regardless of what you have, I promise you in 30 days you're going to be feeling better, you're going to be walking. So many people you see riding in wheelchairs, they're 100 pounds overweight, and, you know, they're just going to get worse and not better.
That Beverly, she's got to be 100 years old, because I remember her being on TV when I was little.
Look, and listen,
but her body, she looks like a teenager.
I know it. And listen, and she moves like one too. And almost all of her exercises are done in a laying position, you know. Something we should all take is a multivitamin every day. And here's what a lot of people are lacking in: magnesium, calcium, vitamin D, vitamin C, and vitamin E. Make sure you're taking all 5 of those things every day. Ginkgo biloba is great. It's great if you have any trouble with concentration or confusion, because it dilates the little tiny blood vessels in your brain, and when it does that, the brain cells are getting a little more oxygen and sugar, and now they start operating better for you. I've already mentioned cayenne pepper. It's interesting, if you ask herbologists what is the king of herbs, almost all of them will say garlic. The next would be oregano. If you ask them, if you can only use one herb, what would it be? Invariably, they almost always say cayenne pepper. And you can just do so many things with it. And cayenne pepper hits the GI tract as well as the cardiovascular system. But you got to watch out how you take it. I made the mistake once of eating 2 cayenne peppers, and I thought I was going to die. I cut them up and put them on a hot dog. Ooh. Good going down, but I tell you what, I paid the price. Everybody should be taking a multivitamin every day, and it's because we buy and eat so much processed food, and the processed food doesn't have the vitamins and minerals in it we need. Coenzyme Q10, I tell you what, if you got any kind of heart problem or whatever, just start taking coenzyme Q10 and talk to your doctor about it. Let him know, but my advice is, hey, get off the cardiac medication and this sort of thing if you're having any problem at all with it, you know, like I said, not making you feel well or whatever. Omega-3 is great, and if you want omega-3, you can get it from fish oil or you can get it from flaxseed oil. I get mine from flaxseed oil. Laetrile is a fantastic, I think they call it the phytonutrient that comes from plants. It's in about 1,500 different plants. It's an enzyme in there, and Laetrile got taken off the market some years ago because it cured every cancer that it was given to, and they came up with some kind of lame excuse like it's got a little arsenic in it and it's dangerous. Well, all plants have a little arsenic in them, but they're not dangerous, you know, that kind of thing. Colloidal silver is fantastic. It's an antibiotic, and it's good to get. You can get all these things from health food stores. Oregano, and the beautiful thing about all these things I'm talking about, you can get it in a capsule form or a pill form. The nice thing about a capsule is you can unscrew it. You got the powder. You can put the powder on anything from a salad to into your soup or whatever. Curcumin. Curcumin comes from turmeric, which is a spice, and it will cure just about anything. It's called an adaptogenic. Any of these herbs that cure almost any kind of symptom you have by bringing balance back to your systems. Any of those are given the name adaptogenic because that means you can handle about anything. Ginger is fantastic, especially if you have a toothache. Cut a little piece of it, put it over that tooth, close your mouth, and just hold down on it. 30 minutes of pain is going to be gone.
And ginger ale, good for upset tummy?
You know, I don't know. I might, but it sounds like it probably would. Yeah, now, I think it probably would, and so it's just a matter of doing it and seeing. Now, I'm not going to switch to ginger ale because I got because I got aloe vera juice.
Well, Dr. Bob, it's already a minute after 9 o'clock.
Oh, my goodness. Well, let me mention apple cider vinegar and raw honey. And just mix that in a glass of water. Drink it twice a day, and you're not going to have any symptoms associated with your GI tract.
Well, it's been a nice Thursday.
It has been. Let me mention 5 real close things. Avoid aspartame, avoid monosodium glutamate, avoid GMOs, genetically modified organisms, avoid processed sugar, and the water you drink, seriously consider getting filtered water. Try to get the fluoride and the chlorine out of your water. If you've got city water, chances are all of them have a lot of chlorine and a lot of fluoride in it.
Sometimes my water, it's coming out of the spigot, smells like swimming pool water.
Now, you just got me started talking. I'm going to have to go talk somewhere for about 2 hours now.
Well, you have a great week, and we'll have you back here, see you back here next Thursday.
You will. I look forward to it. Lou, you have a good weekend, too.
We're going to join ABC News already in progress.
Today's hits and yesterday's memories, WCAB, Rutherfordton.
Told Spacey he was of legal drinking age, even though he was just 18. She says Spacey insisted that her son go with him to a party. Then the actor left to use the bathroom.
A concerned woman quickly came to my very shaken son's side and asked if he was okay. She told him to run, and he did. He ran as fast as he could, all the way to his grandmother's house.
She says he woke up his sister, and together they called their mom.
ABC's Lindsay Davis. Sunrose says that her son did not file charges at the time because he was embarrassed. Now, however, the family has been in contact with the Nantucket Police Department about it. Who's got an idea for the next Pluto? NASA seeking a nickname for a tiny icy world way out in the solar system. Its name is MU-69, but that is boring. So the research team is sending New Horizons spacecraft there once a new name, a formal name, will actually come after the flyby. This is ABC News.
Get the year's best Serta mattress deals right now during the Serta Black Friday event. Don't miss this once-a-year deal on premium luxury and comfort savings. Choose the incredibly comfortable Serta iComfort sleep system and get a free box spring. Or customize your comfort and save up to an incredible $1,200 on a Serta adjustable set. Don't miss the Serta Black Friday event. Our best deals on our best mattresses end soon. Hurry in today. Find your local retailer at sertaretailers.com. Experience Serta Comfort today at America's Mattress and Slumber Kids in Hickory.
Sherry Preston.
A gift is much more than what's hidden beneath its shiny wrapping. It's the excitement and anticipation you feel right before you open it, the frenzy of thoughts that rush through your mind of what it could be, and the thrill of finally knowing the unknown. A gift holds limitless potential. It lets us dream a little. Capture their heart and their imagination with a gift full of possibility. Share holiday scratch-offs from the North Carolina Education Lottery with everyone on your list. With $1, $2, $3, $5, and $10 scratch-offs and more than $50 million in total prizes, you can give a gift full of the wonder of what could be. This holiday season, give the gift of a dream.
Must be 18 to play.